in a family of elite combat athletes and top-tier performers, the final boss has always stood a blue chipper. But there wouldn't be a final boss. There wouldn't even be a bloodline if it idea. You can think of him as the first boss. Predecessor to the tribal chief.
He is one of, if not the foundation for our family. The Anawa'i Fatu Maivia wrestling dynasty. I don't think there's anybody more responsible for what's going on now than the High Chief himself.
Peter Maivia isn't simply one of the two principals behind the sacred blood bond. He's also an incredibly decorated professional wrestler who traveled the world and won titles everywhere he went. New Zealand, Japan, Europe, and here in the United States, where he
Uh-oh, somebody called the local zoo.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall and is a steel cage match. Introducing first, from Detroit, Michigan, weighing in at 275.
And strolling down the aisle, the opponent of George Steele, Peter Maivia.
Always a chaotic matchup.
His opponent from the Isle of Samoa, weighing in at 275 pounds, High Chief Peter Maivia.
Steele had better keep an eye on Maivia because Maivia is a true...
High Chief Peter Maivia taking on George the Animal Steele in a steel cage match. Quite a heated history between these two guys.
Yeah, Michael, and I think it's because Maivia...
Steel cage match underway. Peter Maivia versus George the Animal Steele. Most of the matches between Peter Maivia and George Steele have ended inconclusively, but this time we'll have a winner.
These are two very different men, Cole. The High Chief is a man of great pride and respect for the ring, while Steele is, well, he's an animal. I can't think of two opponents with more opposing styles.
You said it, Corey. Let's just hope this one gets taken care of in the ring tonight. The High Chief Peter Maivia really making a name for himself at WWE, but he's had plenty of experience on the way up.
Plenty of championships on the West Coast, but he's made the biggest splash in Hawaii, where he earned multiple tag team titles. Oh yeah, my perched up top, misses big time.
Big blow could be felt throughout the arena.
Mistake made by Steele.
These two have learned each other so well. Short jab. Just raining down those shots to the back of the neck. Double act.
He goes for the quick pin. And an easy kick out.
Maybe a little too early for such an attempt.
A reversal. Well scouted. Some folks call Peter Maivia the Flying Hawaiian, and the reasons are obvious for that moniker. But guys, how has he earned the other nickname of the High Chief?
Well, Cole, Peter Maivia is very close to the Anawa'i family. In fact, Peter's considered a blood brother to the patriarch of that clan.
When you add on the fact that Maivia was born and raised in Samoa, you can see the great pride he has for that land and its people in the tribal ink that covers his body. He just flipped the script there.
Boom! Running STO plants him.
Nicely done.
Headbutt to the back of the neck. Oh, my!
Boom!
Two very opposing styles in every sense of the word, Corey. High Chief Maivia is a much more physically gifted and talented athlete in the ring than Steele. What's it going to take for the animal to get the upper hand here?
Well, he's got to be even more chaotic than ever inside this cage. Nothing about Steel makes sense to someone as traditional as Maivia. There's never any telling what the animal's going to do in a match, and he needs to keep it that way.
And now going to start the climb up the cage. Boom! Oh! He crashed with a heavy thud all the way down from the top.
He might need medical assistance out here.
He's getting even closer to making an escape.
Not a lot of room for error up here.
Carefully planning his escape. Battling at the top of the cage.
A fall from there could be devastating.
Made it to the top of the cage, but he was cut off at the pass.
Talk about a save.
Ow. Oh! Peter Maivia, very tough, but he also has movie star good looks.
To the sky!
Totally missed that one. Oh, did you hear that? He answers right back. Oh, what a headbutt.
And you can see from the blood that real damage has been done.
Bright red evidence. He got caught badly by that blow.
Showing absolutely no mercy at all. What an onslaught.
Peter Maivia is looking unstoppable now.
Going head to head, putting each other to the test.
Looks like a hockey fight's just broken out.
It looks like we've got ourselves a brawl here. Oh, ouch.
Both absolutely drained, but both refusing to give up.
Oof. WWE Universe appreciating these athletes going all out.
This is a war of attrition with neither superstar wanting to be the one who surrenders. Both superstars just unloading, putting it all on the line.
And that'll end this exchange right there.
Axe handle from the middle rope.
Here he goes, up the wall of the steel cage.
You gotta admire the determination here. Oh, man.
Gentlemen, we've touched on the differences between Maivia and Steel as competitors. What?
Blast off.
Oh, he paid for that. High risk.
Oh! Connects on the kick. Ooh. And Steel is one step quicker. Instead, what a German suplex. Gets out of dodge.
Big back body drop.
Whoa, you see the height on that? Timed his defense perfectly. Punishing.
Into the pin. George is trying to seal this one up. Instantly, he has his shoulders up.
What a kick out. Oh, he got him. Is he able to punch his way out?
George the Animal Steel might be a bit of an underdog here. In fact, he lost the match by countout to the High Chief.
In Steel's defense, I'm not sure he knows how to count exactly or how to read a rule book. So he's got to be happy to be in this cage.
Well, Maivia is called the High Chief in part because of his commanding presence in the ring. He's more than ready for what the animal will throw at him, even inside a cage.
At last, he's climbed to the top of the steel cage. And he's straddling the top of the cage, just feet away from making...
in a family of elite combat athletes and top-tier performers. The final boss has always stood out, even when he was just a blue chipper. But there wouldn't be a final boss. There wouldn't even be a bloodline if it wasn't for The Rock's grandfather, the High Chief Peter Maivia. You can think of him as the first boss. Predecessor to the tribal chief.
He is one of, if not the foundation for our family. The Anawa'i Fatu Maivia wrestling dynasty. I don't think there's anybody more responsible for what's going on now than the High Chief himself.
Peter Maivia isn't simply one of the two principals behind the sacred blood bond. He's also an incredibly decorated professional wrestler who traveled the world and won titles everywhere he went. New Zealand, Japan, Europe, and here in the United States, where he enjoyed especially successful runs in Hawaii and California. Maivia would eventually find his way to WWE, engaging in legendary battles with the likes of superstar Billy Graham. His larger-than-life personality would win the WWE Universe over in short order, as it had throughout his entire career. In the ring, High Chief Peter Maivia was a potent blend of brawn and grappling technique, often muscling his opponents down to the mat through a variety of joint locks and then switching to more painful holds once grounded. His sleeper hold and stump puller were both feared and renowned, and make no mistake about it, Maivia knew there was always more than one path to the ultimate victory. Out of the ring, High Chief Peter Maivia also ran one of the most successful wrestling promotions on the planet, Polynesian Pro Wrestling, based out of Hawaii, showing his mastery of the business in every aspect. His induction into WWE's Hall of Fame class of 2008 was supremely deserved, forever enshrining Peter Maivia as the legend he always was. And now, we present to you the opportunity to walk in the boots of the legendary High Chief Peter Maivia, facing off against one of the most legendary WWE rivals, George the Animal Steele. You will settle this score once and forever, and showcase the overwhelming strength of Peter Maivia, which has ever since remained as a hallmark for every single solitary member of this bloodline. Steele is no easy battle, though. He thrives in the chaos, one of pro wrestling's true madmen. He'll even try to eat part of the ring if he thinks it'll help him break you down. So do your best and honor High Chief Peter Maivia properly with a resounding victory.
Uh-oh, somebody call the local zoo.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall and is a steel cage match. Introducing first, from Detroit, Michigan, weighing in at 275 pounds, George the Animal Steele.
I'm not even sure the cage can contain this man.
And strolling down the aisle, the opponent of George Steele, Peter Maivia.
Always a chaotic matchup.
His opponent from the Isle of Samoa, weighing in at 275
Steele had better keep an eye on Maivia because Maivia is a true brawler.
Few men can handle the chaos of the animal inside a steel cage, but I believe the High Chief is ready.
Maivia carrying such pride into the ring.
Very stark contrast to Steele.
We'll see which prevails tonight.
High Chief Peter Maivia taking out. George the Animal Steel in a steel cage match. Quite a heated history between these two guys.
Yeah, Michael, and I think it's because Maivia is one of the few superstars brave enough to take on the Animal. Most of their contests have ended in countouts or disqualifications. Thanks to the cage, we'll get a decisive victory in this one.
Well, that really depends on if a cage can even contain them. Gentlemen, we've touched on the differences between... brace for this impact!
Like a guillotine. Has him in the corner, thinking of the next move.
And he has started to ascend the cage wall now.
Flying.
Oh, my gosh.
Landing the uppercut.
Oh, he slips out of harm's way.
And shoulders down. This might do it. Denying a 2 count there.
Doesn't bode well if you still can't get more than a... One count by now.
Oh, God.
The high chief.